Since the UN Special Envoy announced a 2-month truce in Yemen, oil prices have witnessed relative stability. Such stability in the prices, according to observers, can be attributed to the peace truce declared in Yemen, especially when the truce stopped the drone attacks of Houthi militia on Saudi oil facilities. More on this story is within this report.
After Yemeni citizens have been suffering a lot from oil and gas high prices that affect their daily lives, recently oil prices have settled down after the truce agreement. Oil prices fell at the start of Asian trade after the United Arab Emirates and the Iran-aligned Houthi group welcomed a truce that would halt military operations on the Saudi-Yemeni border, alleviating some concerns about potential supply issues. The early losses this week come after oil prices settled down around 13% last week, which was their biggest weekly fall in 2 years, when U.S. President Joe Biden announced the largest ever U.S. oil reserves release. The UAE state news agency WAM reported that the United Arab Emirates has welcomed the announcement of a UN-brokered truce in Yemen. The Iran-aligned Houthi group, which has been fighting a coalition including UAE in Yemen, also welcomed the truce. The UN-brokered deal between the Saudi-led coalition and the Houthis is the most significant step towards ending a conflict that has killed tens of thousands and pushed millions into hunger. The last coordinated cessation of hostilities nationwide was during peace talks in 2016. Market participants have been concerned about global supplies since Russia's invasion of Ukraine last February. Sanctions imposed on Russia over the invasion disrupted oil supplies and drove oil prices to nearly $140 for 1 barrel, the highest in about 14 years. President Joe Biden launched the largest release ever from the U.S. Emergency Oil Reserve and challenged oil companies to drill more in an attempt to bring down gasoline prices that have soared during Russia's war with Ukraine. The announcement comes as part of a broad effort by Biden to tackle raging inflation that has hurt U.S. consumers and threatens Biden's fellow Democrats as they seek to maintain control of Congress in the November elections. Starting in May, the United States will release 1 million barrels per day of crude oil for 6 months from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The nationwide truce is the first for years in Yemen's 7-year conflict and will allow fuel imports into Houthi-held areas and some flights to operate from Sana'a airport. Yemenis are suffering severely during this time of war. Citizens are not getting their salaries, and those who work with a regular income cannot afford getting their essential needs. They keep fighting hunger and poverty at a time when food and oil prices are increasing madly. People try to survive amid these hard conditions. They just need to provide stability, security, and safety for their families. Is it a lot to ask for?